Okay, so in designing or creating at least an armor or a costume for your character, here are some advice, or here is a suggested process on how to arrive on a design like this. For example, this is going to be the base of my character's costume. As you can see, this is the one that I have modeled, and then it all started from this base mesh. Okay, so this is how I started the process. So first off, I have loaded my base mesh. So here, this is the original base mesh that we have been working on for the past meetings. So how did I got it into this smooth version? So if you will remember the paneling session that we have done, you can smoothen your characters, or you can smoothen your model objects by adding more edges and polygons or edges and faces to them. So this is how I do it. I can delete this, say that, and then I will just do a shift click and drag to copy. And then after I have copied that, I will just go to my modeling toolkit and I will choose smooth. In the smooth subdivisions, as you can see, each of the polygons of the character has been divided into 4. That is for subdivision level 1. Okay, so that means the original polygon or poly count is going to be multiplied by 4 if you choose to subdivide it by 1. But if you increase the number here to 2, so it becomes even more dense. Now, it depends on you how much subdivisions you will need for this. For me, I will just choose 1. And then I will just switch now to my move tool. And as you can see here, the subdivision has happened. Okay, so from the base mesh, now I have this subdivided version. Okay, so now I will just hide my base mesh. Control H to hide this, and then I will select this. So this is my base mesh. Let's say level 02. Okay, so now the next thing is here. As you can see here, there are darkened portions. Actually, they are, if I will just move this, I'll just move this a little there. Okay, so this is the same mesh, but for me to create the costume parts, which I have decided to create a reactive armor type or pieces of armor type attached to my character. So as you can see here, I have selected polygons only. So that's how I have done this. I have chosen polygons from the body parts of the character itself. And then after I have selected them, I have duplicated them so they can be separated. So this is the process for that. For example, I'll switch to my front view. And then let's say I'm going to create a body armor or a body piece armor. And I will just need the polygons for that. So I will select, for example, I will turn on my polygon selection. And then I will just start selecting polygons that can shape out as the body armor of or for my character. I can spacebar and go here at the perspective, and then I can switch to the brush selection, and then I can just click and drag to start selecting it in a more quicker way. For example, I'll just select it here, for example, even up to here. let's say until the back part. So I am not yet concerned of the general shape of this. I just want to surely select the body parts that will be used to build up the armor. Spacebar. At the front, I can switch to my lasso or freehand lasso selection tool and start selecting more portions. Switch once more to the brush. So let's say until here. I can hold control and then I can just deselect portions that I don't need. Spacebar on the side. Oops, here. Let's say for the face. Let's say on this angle, I will just go to my lasso. I'll hold control and then I'll just drag along here. So now I don't have that, or I can switch to my Q. I can double click to loop that selection. There. Then I can just deselect portions that are selected that we don't need. There it is. Switching to the brush once more, brushing it, switching to Q or selection tool. Oops, just select that. There. So let's say this is going to be my vest, character's vest type. And then what do I do next? I will just go to my edit mesh and then I'll just choose duplicate. Edit mesh, then duplicate. So now this will create a separate polygon from those selection. Pressing enter and then switching to the move tool, I have it. I can switch to my object level selection and then I can just right click what I have selected and then I'll go to assign existing material. I'll choose base mesh model matte, Lambert number 2, just to darken the selection. So there it is. So I will just repeat the process one more time. Let's say for the knees, for the upper leg. Okay, so let's say the initial design of the pants, for example, or for the knee covering, I will just go once more to select polygon selection. I'll just double click to select knee portions. I'll just go here and I'll just switch to my brush selection once more. Brush, 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 and control. Oops, sorry. I'll just switch to Q. So it is important that you know your selection shortcuts to help you out quickly in doing this. Now here we can just deselect, hold control, deselect this. There it is. How many? 3. So I'll just 3 here and here. So there. Now let us just start. I'll just repeat it. Edit mesh, duplicate. So now I have that. One thing that's going to happen is whenever you created a new set of polygons, it always inherits the position of the gizmo. Okay? What inherits the position of the gizmo? For example, this is our main source of polygon and the gizmo is located here. Okay? Now, when I select or when I duplicated the polygons for the body armor here, so what happens is it maintains that gizmo location. So what do? We can do something like this. I can select all of these duplicated meshes. I can hold control and remove this from the selection, the body itself. And then I'll just go to my tool settings. I'll choose reset and reset. So now when I close this, each time I select the tools are now at the center of each of those polygons. Okay, right click, assign existing, Lambert 2. So now I have color coded my costume so far, and I have this. The next level will be this. Let me hide this too. Control H. So the next procedure is pretty much simple. As you can see here, the next procedure that I have done is I have deleted some portions. I'll just return this to 1. Okay. So, wait, let me unhide these guys here. Okay. So, let me just copy, for example, this portion here. Up until here. For example, let me copy this arm set. Okay, so now I'll just hide these again. Control H. There. Okay, so what happens here, or how did these design happen? Okay, so what I did now, after I have created these polygons, it is now time to 3Dify them or add some dimensions such as extruding them so they will be solid. That's one. And then from here I started deleting. So I just took the form first. Okay, so I just took the form first. So I have a source polygon. And then the second thing that I'll be doing is I'll start deleting so that I can get the shape that I need or want for this design. So for example, for this polygon, I've decided to, let's say, go again to polygon selection, and then I'll just delete, for example, this portion of the shoulder. This middle portion here, I'll just delete this. There. That part's deleted. Now let's say on this part also, I'll just create a simple opening here. Delete. Right? And then I'll do the same at the back. So let me see that. Okay, so one polygon coming from here to there. And then I'll just delete. So now I have this supposed design here. And then I can just start adding an extrusion. So I can select once more the polygon. I can double click this whole thing here. And then I'll just go to my extrude. And then I can just add a thickness. I don't need to pull it out. I will just add a thickness of, let's say, 0.15. And there it is. And then I'll just go to my move tool or press enter and choose move tool. And then I will try to preview it by pressing number 3. So now I have this. So this is going to be my shoulder design. Let's say I have it there. The next thing is this. For example, I do not like the shape completely. So what can I do? I can do something like this. I can select this shape here. I can switch to edge selection and slide it. This vertices, I can slide it down like that so that I don't have those sharp corners. Example here. I can do the same here. I'll just drag them going up. And then one by one, drag them onto the side. Just one by one. There. And then same here. I'll just press R, scale them. And then W, drag them forward. So you don't have to stick or you don't have to maintain what you have selected. You can still revise them. You can even do some cuts and connects. Now just to change the, let's say, change the shape. Even at the back. For example, here I can do the same. Vertices, W, drag it down. But these are just initial. So we are just still at the first stage. It's like you are just shaping them out. You are not yet finalizing anything. So for example, I have this. So now I can just repeat, extrude, 0.15, enter W, or switch to the move tool. Do the same here, double click to select all, and then extrude, same value, switch to the move tool. And then if I go for number 3 on both, so now I have this design for my character there. So that's how I have started the base. Remember, this is still the base for the design of my character's armor. Now, if you would like to add further design on these panels, because now these are panels or subdivisions of your character's costume. So if you would like to add now some more details into this, you can return to our paneling lesson. For example, here, I press 1. I can go back to that paneling lesson wherein I can add another subdivision. I'll just press 1. That's fine with me. That detail is okay. And then from here, I can start doing some details. For example, if I would like to do some, let's say I would like to cut from here. Say something like that. Oops, something like this. For example, that I'll just do a simple connect, W, and then I'll just select these edges that I have here. Just to create a simple accent, I'll just do another extrude, but this time negative 0.15. Oops, came out too big. And then I'll just drag it towards there. That's not that deep. So now for example, I have that accent of a design there. If I press number 3, there. So again, it will be up to you how to add designs onto your already base mesh. So I hope this helped.